Welcome to Thursdays in the Kitchen with UT Extension. Starring Family Consumer Science Agent Shelby Boyer of Trousdale County, Michaela Pedigo of Macon County, and Kate Tippett of Sumner County. Now sit back and enjoy as we see what's cooking in the kitchen.
Thursdays in the Kitchen with UT Extension. My name is Shelby Boyer, and today we are talking about all things Memorial Day. So we know that Memorial Day is coming up, so we want to wish you guys a happy Memorial Day. And one thing that you do when you celebrate Memorial Day, of course, is grill out. I love to grill, and I love grilling out. It's one of my favorite things. And I feel like when you do it on Memorial Day, it's almost kind of like your intro to summer. Like, summer's here, welcome summer. I love getting to celebrate that way. So one of the things that we have been trying to do during this COVID-19 pandemic is use things that are around our house. We know that there's a lot of limited resources out there, such as hamburger meat and things like that to grill. So if you're looking for a different alternative, this is what I'm going to show you today. So today we are going to be making black bean burgers. I'm so excited about these. There's black beans, corn, rice, all kinds of good things in there. And all your vegetarian friends are going to love this too. And if you're vegan, you can even sub some of these things in for your vegan friends that are coming. And I'm telling you, these burgers are going to be amazing. So for your black bean burgers, you are going to need one 15-ounce can of black beans that I have drained and rinsed off completely. You are also going to need a can of corn that is drained and rinsed, but you're only going to use 1 cup of the corn. A third of cup of seasoned breadcrumbs, a half a cup of long grain like brown rice, 1 egg, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and I've got some other seasonings because you can season this up however you really want to. And all of these things, like your breadcrumbs and your rice and your egg, is going to act as the binders for your black bean burger. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to add in my whole entire can of black beans into my bowl. I'm going to measure out 1 cup of corn, put that in there. And then I'm going to measure out a half a cup of my long grain brown rice. All right, so I'm going to get all of these things in here. And then I'm going to take a potato masher and I'm going to just mash them up so it's all combined. Got my black beans kind of mashed up. So now what I'm going to do and continue mashing is I'm going to add in my seasonings and my egg. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then a whole teaspoon of chili powder. And then I'm going to add in my egg. And then you're going to just kind of mash this together. And then if you want to, I'm just going to add in a little bit of like Old Bay because I love Old Bay. And honestly, I just like the way that it seasons. It's very nice. Okay, so I just sprinkled in a few dashes of that, and then I'm just going to run my seasoning salt over it just one time. Like so. And then I'm just going to mash all this together until it's combined. So now, since I've got my black beans and all of my seasonings and my corn and my rice mixed up, I'm going to add in my third cup of seasoned breadcrumbs. And I added my own seasonings to this as well, because I just had plain breadcrumbs. But if you buy like just regular breadcrumbs, it's no big deal. All right, so I'm gonna mix my breadcrumbs in here. And you see it all comes together very nicely. It's not really loose. You see that? Looks very good. So what I'm going to do now, since I have got this very well combined, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for about 5 to 10 minutes just because it's going to be better to form into patties that way. So that way it's good and it's cold and it'll stay together better. So I'm going to just add this in the refrigerator for about 5 minutes. Okay, so my mixture is in the refrigerator forming up and setting. I put some oil in a pan, and you can use canola oil, vegetable oil, whatever you have. And I have took my rings off, and I'm going to patty out a couple of patties for us. So I just take about 1/4 cup of this mixture. I'm going to put it in my hand, just kind of pat it out. You can make these bigger, of course, but I'm going to take this and just literally put it in my pan like so. In cooking these are literally your preference. So if you like your burgers kind of not as done, if you like your, I want this to be a little bit softer, you can cook it softer. I'm probably going to crisp mine up so it'll have good crisp edges, just like a burger would. But usually you just cook these probably about 5 to 7 minutes on each side until they are brown. And if you see that the edges are kind of crisp, that's when you know you'll be able to flip it over. They are burning up very good and they're staying together well. I'm just going to let them cook for a little bit more. And while these are cooking, I want to tell you about the mixture that I've made up to mix or to put together to put on my hamburger buns. So if you do like mayonnaise and you want something a little different, because this is kind of like a Tex-Mex black bean burger, instead of putting regular mayonnaise on there, this is something that I have done. So I just took about a tablespoon of mayonnaise and I put in about a 1/2 teaspoon of taco sauce and a 1/2 teaspoon of Frank's Red Hot sauce, and just sprinkled in some of the garlic powder and the chili powder that we used to season the black beans with. And I mix it all together and you have this nice, kind of like Tex-Mex taco mayonnaise thing kind of going on here. Don't really know what to call it, but this will be the spread that I'm going to put on my buns off the eye. And I added a piece of cheese to them. And so I'm going to show you how I'm going to assemble this. So I got my bun that I have toasted. And I have got some of the like single leaf lettuce here. I kind of broke mine up so I can put it on my bun. But if you wanted to use this as your bun itself, they come in big pieces to wrap your black bean burger around. So I'm going to I kind of just broke mine up a little bit just so that way it wouldn't be as big on my bun. But I got my bottom bun here. I'm going to just take a little bit of the mayonnaise that I made and just kind of smear it on the bottom so that way it will hold my lettuce in place. Put my lettuce on here. And then I'm going to take one of my black bean burger patties. Looks so good and it held up nicely. And I'm just going to slide that right on top of my lettuce. I'm going to take my top bun, smear just a little more of this on here. And one of the things about this is that your toppings can be just as versatile. I'm just using what I had around the house, but if you wanted to make some pico, avocado, onions, just stuff like that, you can use anything you want to top your black bean burger. All right, so there you have it, is your black bean burger. And so what I have done is I've just kind of cut mine in half so you can kind of see what it looks like. You can see there, it looks so good. So I'm going to taste this and we'll see. Oh no. Super, super good. The mayonnaise comes through good too, if you're looking for something different to top your burger with. Very well seasoned. All of this is a good recipe to use. All right, so I'm going to enjoy my black bean burger, but next up, we have Michaela Pettigo with Macon County, and she is going to be telling us about some nutrition facts along with black beans and other things along those lines. You just sit back and enjoy it. I'm going to eat my black bean burger, and it's so good. I love it.
Thank you, Shelby, for showing us how to make a black bean burger. Now I'm going to cover nutrition facts about black beans. Black beans are a readily available, inexpensive legume packed with protein. They can be enjoyed as part of a nutritious eating plan in all kinds of dishes, such as burgers, burritos, and even brownies, as mentioned in a previous episode. Let's go over the main nutrients found in black beans. The following nutrition information is provided by the United States Department of Agriculture, or USDA, for 1/2 cup of canned black beans, such as there are 109 calories. Black beans contain 20 grams of carbohydrates and are also rich in 8.3 grams of fiber, both soluble and insoluble. They contain slowly digested carbohydrates and resistant starch. This means that the carbohydrates in black beans are slowly converted to glucose. Therefore, black beans can help regulate blood sugar and aid in digestive health. Black beans have very little fat at 0.4 grams. Black beans are protein powerhouses with 7 grams of lean protein. Canned goods are generally high in sodium or salt, but research has found that simply draining and rinsing canned beans can reduce sodium significantly. Draining beans can reduce sodium up to 36%, whereas rinsing and draining can reduce sodium by 41%. Therefore, if half a cup of canned beans contains about 460 milligrams of sodium, draining and rinsing the beans can reduce the sodium content to about 271 milligrams. Also, you can choose no salt added options as available. Black beans are an excellent source of folate. This nutrient is responsible for producing red blood cells and plays a role in preventing neural tube defects during pregnancy. Additionally, black beans are an excellent source of manganese, magnesium, and thiamine. If you're a vegetarian who relies on beans as a source of iron, it is good to note that eating foods with vitamin C, such as citrus fruits and tomatoes, helps increase iron absorption. Black beans also provide helpful antioxidants, such as phytonutrients, mainly polyphenols found in the coating of the beans. Studies show that a fiber-rich diet, such as one that includes black beans, can help maintain weight goals and aid in weight loss. It can also help reduce the risk of heart disease and certain cancers. So remember that black beans are a great source of many beneficial nutrients. Now to Kate for food safety tips.
Thank you so much, Michaela. So with Memorial Day being right around the corner, we all know what that means, grilling season. So whether you're making Shelby's delicious black bean burger or you're grilling up some traditional hamburgers, here's some helpful tips to have you grilling like a pro. Okay, the very first tip is the P, place the thermometer. So make sure that you are using a food thermometer when you're grilling. You want to stick this in the thickest part of the meat. Do not place it near bone or fat because both of those are insulators and they will hold the heat, which will give you a higher temperature than what the meat actually is cooked to. The next is R, read the temp. You need to wait about 10 to 20 seconds for the temperature to be accurately displayed. Foods must reach a safe internal temperature before you eat it. And you can see listed, starting with steaks, 145 degrees Fahrenheit is the lowest internal temperature that is safe. And then for pork chops, 145 degrees Fahrenheit as well. Chicken is 165. And that goes for your ground poultry too, as far as if you were making turkey burgers instead of traditional hamburgers. And then with your hamburgers, 160 degrees Fahrenheit, again, the safest, lowest internal temperature. Then our final step for grilling like a pro is O, off the grill. Once the meat is at a safe temperature, you take it off the grill. Make sure you are eating this within 2 hours. Never forget that 2-hour rule, that if it is at room temperature, it should be consumed or refrigerated within 2 hours. If you're outside and the temperature is above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, then that lowers down to 1 hour. And you always want to make sure that you are putting this cooked food on a clean plate. Do not transfer cooked food into a plate that has the bacteria from the raw meat. This would be cross-contamination. and could make you very sick, and we do not want that. I hope you find our recipe and tips helpful this week. Until next time, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye-bye.